One of the biggest misconceptions that I see with coaches, consultants, and experts is they think they need to pitch in order to get corporate clients, when in fact their network is a gold mine of opportunities. You just haven't learned how to tap into them yet. In fact, this week I spoke to someone who is brilliant, 20 years of experience, has all the accolades, stages, and credibility. Yet when it comes to corporate contracts, the pipeline is nearly dry. This is not a connection problem. This is not a pitching problem. This is an activation problem. And in this video, I'm going to be speaking to you, the expert on the other end of this video, and talking about how you can activate your network to land your next corporate client in the next 90 days. So let's do it. Here's a big myth. Most people think that connections are going to lead them to their next corporate client opportunity. Now, that's half true. But when it comes to connections, we have to know the difference between relationship building and buying conversations. Most people do very well with building relationships, but it never converts into dollars into their bank account. Does that feel like you? Let me get an amen in the chat if that feels like exactly where you are. It's like this. You've known someone for years. Maybe you've served on boards. Maybe you've actually done work with this organization in the past. But when it comes to expanding or exploring new opportunities, it feels like an uphill battle. And it's not that these people don't respect you or would get value from you coming into their organization. They just simply don't know that you are the person to hire and what exactly you're going to bring to their organization. The issue here is that you've never positioned yourself as the solution to the problem they already have. In just under a decade of doing this work, here's what I see. There's typically 3 missing pieces in the ecosystem of all experts who want to land more corporate clients. And it breaks down like this. First, there's no clear corporate offer. I just had a call with someone today, and she has a depth of experience in so many different areas. And her main question to me was, how do I package this into something that corporations would buy? Is that your question as well? You see, a lot of experts have a lot of expertise. That's why they call you an expert. But companies don't pay people who have decades and degrees of expertise. Even if you have proven results, they buy solutions to the problems that they have. So as experts, we have to do the due diligence to figure out what is that recipe that our expertise sits in to deliver an intended outcome that either helps these companies make more money or save more money. For example, this could be put into a leadership workshop, a keynote speech, ongoing consulting or advisory, or so many different other ways that you can package it. It's not so much about the box, it's about the contents. The contents need to get them to a specific outcome. And if the person on the other end cannot sell that to their upper management, you won't get the deal. The second missing piece is no structured conversations. Most of us are comfortable with relationship maintenance. I call these the hey girl, hey chats. We get on, we talk about what's going on with us, and we have all this great conversation. And then we get to the end of it and wonder what our next steps are. That is a red flag. In order to translate these relational conversations into buying decisions, you want to start asking some very detailed questions about challenges in the organization. How does it show up for them? What are some of their priorities this year? What are the gaps? When those gaps are filled, what impact does that have on the organization? What stage in the process are you in achieving the goals that you set for your department this year? Those type of questions move you from a colleague and friend to a strategic partner that's here to provide a solution to solve those problems. Without that shift, the relationship would continue to stay social instead of fruitful. All right, the third missing piece is no activation strategy. Most times when I talk to people and they tell me they don't have anyone in their network, once we uncover what their true expertise is and how to package it, instantly people start to drop to their mind that they could be reaching out to. This is what I call strategic activation. We also call this low-hanging fruit. Most times when I talk to people and they tell me that they don't have a network or they don't know what to offer, they don't know how to pitch and all the things, when we map out exactly what their expertise is and where it fits, there are immediate people who come to mind, and those are often the first contract opportunities. So I'm gonna give you a bit of homework right here and now. Think about that person that you could be reaching out to, and I want you to send them a text, voice note, email, whatever method of communication is easiest, and say, hey name, long time no speak. I would love to share with you what I have going on in my business right now and get your feedback. Your response, your insight would be amazing for this project that I'm working on. And I want to share with you what I'm up to and hear what you're up to as well. Can we set some time for 10 or 15 minutes next week? That's simple. That was my language. Feel free to make it sound how it sounds for you. But the goal is to let them know you are now doing something new in business. You want to share it with them and you value their feedback. Let's get on a quick conversation where I can share what I'm up to. You can share what you're up to and see if we have some alignment. Now, most people aren't going to go and do that, and they're going to still be sitting here on the sidelines wishing they had corporate opportunities. But you, as an expert who values this and who knows this is where you want to grow your company, you're going to go ahead and send that email and that text right now and let me know in the comments that you sent it. Now, while I'm a fan of pitching and I believe that there's a time and a place for it, you don't just want to rely on networks and referrals. When I had to look at how most corporate opportunities start, especially the first few that you get in the door, for an expert, it's going to be strategic introductions. So making sure that your network, your social circles are aware that you're now offering this thing in your business. The second way is going to be visibility in professional spaces. If you are a speaker, you need to be in spaces where corporate speaking is a part of an event, an association, workshop, whatever the case may be. Your visibility in those spaces, sharing what it is that you do, is a moneymaker and a sales tool in itself. When you do it correctly, when you understand the problem that you solve, going back to our earlier step, and get into rooms of people who want to solve those problems, you are selling contracts in a 30-minute talk. Don't miss that. And then lastly, it's going to be that warm relationship activation, what we just talked about. Who's already in your ecosystem, in your world, that knows you, that you just haven't painted this picture for them before. And once you do, a light bulb will go off in their head. They'll be ready to have a conversation and bring you in much faster than what a cold pitch could ever do. Let's talk about our action steps. How are you going to turn this network you have into these corporate contract opportunities in the next 90 days? Number one, you've got to get clear on that positioning. Who is it that you help? What type of leaders? What type of organizations? What problem do you solve for them? Very, very specific. Not just make more money or save more money, but how do you do that? Is that through communication skills? Is it through sales skills? Is it through marketing or branding or all the different ways that it could be? You have to be clear on that. How do organizations hire you? Do they get on a phone call with you, which is the case for most? Is it a licensing course or curriculum that you're offering? What is that package that they will be purchasing in order to achieve that thing? The second thing is that repeatable conversation framework. Remember, I talked about the hey girl, hey chats. We are done with those. I want you to put on your strategic advisor hat, no matter how long that you've known this person, and start thinking in outcomes, challenges, strategic priorities, and make that a framework for any conversation that you have where you're looking to turn it into a corporate opportunity. And the last thing, this is where people miss, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars are missed because people fumble the bag on this very last step, and I don't want it to be you. The follow-up process. Yes, opportunities are lost every single day because there is no system in place for most experts to follow up and not just say, hey, just checking in, but have a strategic way that you're keeping these folks engaged so that they can make a decision on how they want to move forward. You want to establish a clear pathway from having a conversation to delivering a proposal if required, to onboarding them, and then having an expansion into other engagements and processes that could help them achieve the outcome. All of this culminates into our signature framework, and it boils down to 4 things: clarify, access, deals, expansion. These 4 things together are the culmination of what we discussed today that translates into consistent corporate opportunities. And when you have a system that you're running people through from beginning to end, you are not leaving these hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Think about it. It's not like a lead where maybe you're selling a $17 book and that just falls through the cracks and okay, we'll just find another person to buy the book. But literally, this could be a 6-figure opportunity sitting in your inbox, waiting on a follow-up that you just haven't gotten to. And that is a break in the process. You could have $1 million contracts right here sitting in your network, but you haven't activated them. Those things are actually what turns into consistent corporate opportunities. It's not about praying and spraying and hoping that someone responds. It's about using what you have strategically and making sure that you leave no stone unturned. Let's run this back so you're ready to run the play. Even as you're building new relationships, keep these things in the back of your mind. When it comes to building consistent corporate opportunities with people who have decision-making power and influence, it's not just about relationships to maintain. These are strategic ecosystem and alliances to build where you have mutual benefit to one another. Treat them as such. Because the truth is, as an expert with years and decades of experience that you have, you likely don't need more connections. You need activation in the ecosystem that you have. And once you do that, having a process and follow-up in place will be a natural next step to ensuring your pipeline always has corporate opportunities. And as new relationships begin to bud, you're putting them through this same process again and doing this in a very authentic way that helps them solve their problems. If you are a consultant, an advisor, a speaker, and these connections that you have haven't turned into dollars in your bank account, this is not about visibility or doing more. This is about strategy. And when you put the things together that I shared in this video today, you'll figure out that you had the ecosystem all along. You just needed a few tweaks to get it moving in your favor and turning into lucrative corporate contract opportunities. Now, if you love this video, be sure to check out this one next because it's going to give you some amazing insights to continue on your journey. And be sure to subscribe to this channel so when my next video drops, you don't miss all this goodness and these things to put into place. And if you're looking for support with this, I want to invite you to a corporate fast track call with me where I can look at your business and point out the areas where you need additional support so that this ecosystem begins working for you. So check out the link in the description to book that call with me and my team. And I cannot wait to see you landing more corporate opportunities in your business. See you on the next video.